Hello everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're going to look at applying the caged idea from guitar to the mandolin. And with that we'll be able to make G major chords, really any chords, but we'll be looking at G major today. But we'll be able to make them all up and down the neck just by being able to see these shapes that the chords are made from. And we'll see how you can use the notes G, B, and D to make G major chords everywhere, and then how you can apply that to any kind of major chord. Let's take a look and see how it works. Okay, if we take a look at a Fretboard Toolbox Complete Mandolin Edition and turn to the G major page on page 9, what we're going to see is that G major chords are going to be built from the notes G, B, and D, because all major chords are built from the 1, 3, and 5 notes out of the major scale. So when the white box is going across here, I have the G major scale in the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if I take the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note out of that, then I've got a G major chord. So to build G major chords with the toolbox, all we need to be able to see is where can I find the notes G, B, and D all over the place. And so to help make that easier, I created this free mandolin G major chord caged jig for this caged system. And the way that the caged system works is that you use the shapes C, A, G, E, and D. If you just learn those shapes and then you can build them all up and down the fretboard, then you can play any chord that you want. And I'll show you how that works here. So if we look at the first position, this familiar two-finger G major chord is open on the 4th string, open on the 3rd string, and then 2nd fret and 3rd fret. So if I come down here, I've got an open G, an open D, a B on the 2nd fret, and a G on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So that looks like this. And I'm calling that the A major shape because you can play A major with that same kind of shape, just using, instead of the nut being right here and these two fingers being on the 2nd and 3rd fret for a G major, if I take that same shape and move it up, now I'm playing an A. This would be a G sharp or A flat, and then here's G, G sharp or A flat, and then there's the A. So there's my A position. And so I've got an A position right here, and then if I look up on the 12th fret, I've got that exact same A position again. So I don't know if I can reach that here, but so that's 12, 12, 13, I'm sorry, 12, 12, 14, 15. And that looks like this, 12, 12, 14, 15. So that's where I can find my A major shape here. If I want to play out of the big G major shape, I've circled those in yellow here. So I can use these two notes that I used from the A shape, and then I'm going to use the 5th fret and the 7th fret, and that's covering G, B, and D notes also. So that big chord looks like this. So that's a D on the 7th fret of the 4th string, a G on the 5th fret of the 3 string, a B on the 2nd fret of the 2 string, and then a G on the 3rd fret of the 1 string. So with that big G major shape, I'm still covering G, B, and D notes. And if I had enough room for that yellow position, it would continue up here, but my books only go up to the 17th fret because that's all I can fit here. So we have the A major shape, we've got the G major shape. E major shape, I've got a couple different variations. One here is 4th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, and then 7th fret. And if we look down on my fretboard jig, I've got a B note here on the 4th string, 4th fret, and then G and D. So I could play just 4th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, and still be playing a G major. That looks like this. So 4th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret. That's still a G major because I'm covering only G, B, and D notes. I could add my pinky onto the 7th fret here with these guys still on, and that looks like this. So that's 4, 5, 5, 7. That's all G, B, and D notes. And then there's another E major position that I like a whole lot. I don't see people playing it a ton, but if you think about what a a D major chord looks like. If this is the nut, then you just play those 2 frets right here on the 2nd fret, and that's a D major. So if D major's good, if like this, if that's D major, then E major has to be okay, doing that same shape, just scoot it up. So if I want to do a G major chord with an E shape like that, I'm going to go 7th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, and 7th. And that looks like this. Here's D, G, D, B. And I did those E shapes in red here. So that chord, G major, looks like this. So that's 7, 5, 5, 7. So we had an A major shape, the G major shape, a couple E major shapes, and then if I want to continue moving up there, I can do a D major shape like this: 7th fret, 9th fret, and 10th fret. And that works because the 7th fret is on the 4th string is a D, the 9th fret's a B, the 10th fret's a G. So again, I'm covering just G, B, and D notes. So that's 7, 9, 10, or D, B, G. I can also add a B note onto the bottom there, and the way that my tablet made it work is it barred it. I actually play that shape this way, where I go 7, 9, 10, and then 7 with my middle finger here. But that's still a G major because I've got just G, B, and D notes going. Then if I want to do a C shape, then I can play 9th fret, 10th fret, and the 12th fret here. So that'd be 12, 9, 10. And that works because I've got G, B, G. So I don't always have to play G, B, and D notes. It's okay to just play the 1 and 3 notes instead of the 1, 3, 5, because the 1 note's your root, the 3 note tells you whether it's a major or minor, which I explain in lots of other videos, and then the 5 note just kind of rounds it out. So if you skip the 5, that's okay. So this shape here, just G, B, G, works just fine. So that looks like this. Here's 12, 9, 10. That's still G major. And then I can also, with that same kind of idea, I can throw this B on again. So I can use that B as part of 3 different shapes here. So it's got a red circle, a blue circle, and a green circle. So I could play G, B, G, B, which I don't play that one very often, so let's see if I can do it. Let's see, I want 12, 9, 10, 7. So that's a G major also, just G, B, and D notes. And then once I've played all those, then the next shape up is going to be back to the A. So I've got an A shape right here, and that was that original A shape that I showed you. So when you can see that these chords can be built up, if you think of these as the C, A, G, E, and D positions, then if you're playing an A shape, the next shape up is a G, and then you've got an E shape, and then you've got a D shape, and then you've got a C shape, and then back to A. So it works just like CAGED like that. And then the cool thing is that once I recognize those shapes, then any other chord I want to build, like let's say a C major, C, E, G, well, if I want to use that A shape, on the 5th fret here, I've got C, G, E, C. So that's going to be a C major chord using that A shape. And then the best part about Toolboxes is that you can see which chords, which 6 chords or 7 chords are most likely going to be found within the key, and you'll know chords that sound good together. So you can start practicing those caged positions on all the different major chords, and I'll set up a minor caged video here soon. So playing around with the CAGED system is a lot of fun, because when you can start building those chords all up and down the fretboard and then start finding where you can go from one shape to the next for various chords, then then it makes it so you can do that in any different key, and those CAGED patterns work all the way up for all the different major chords. So I appreciate you taking a look and hope you found something useful. Please subscribe if you did, and check out the website if you'd like to see if a toolbox might help you find some cool things. Thanks for taking a look.